We'll start first with Aaron Ladd. Go ahead, Aaron.
Patrick, hope you're well. I'm curious how much time you're spending consuming social media and just sports media in general leading up to the Super Bowl.
Probably just a normal amount. You just kind of go throughout it. You see it every now and then, but you're mostly focused on the game at hand. And so you see it when you log on just to get an update. I've seen a lot of like stock prices going up too. I've seen that. So a lot of stuff going on out in the world these days.
We'll go next to Jory Epstein. Go ahead, Jory.
Hi, Patrick. This season has obviously been very different for a lot of families. With you and Brittany expecting, what have been some of those challenges when you're taking on this risk, and how have you gone about navigating this?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been challenging. We have to kind of how people are trying to quarantine more and more as the playoffs go on. We've been doing it the entire season. You just want to make sure that obviously that I can play, but that the baby is healthy. And so it's been something where we've been kind of keeping to ourselves, our small group of people that kind of go in and out of our house with my brother and my assistant, Lacey. Other than that, it's been pretty much us all season long.
Let's go next to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick. I wanted to backtrack a little bit to something during the off season just to get your reflection. You participated in the social justice movement, and I'm wondering if you foresaw the effect that it had and if that sort of bolstered your awareness of just the power of your platform looking back on it now.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was I think it was just time for action for myself. Speaking for myself, it was time for me to say something. It was time for me to go into the community and do what I can to make the world a better place. And I think that was built up of me getting more and more confidence of being able to play and be myself and show myself and people respecting my my platform and what I say. And so I wanted to make sure that I did whatever I thought was best to help the world out and everybody and try to make everybody feel equal and everybody feel like they can go achieve their dreams.
Go next to Miss Karen Kornacki. Go ahead, Karen.
Patrick,
Hello.
first of all, I want to ask you if it feels like a Super Bowl week, and then I want to ask you about the Bucs, how different they look to you than the last time you played them. So does this feel like Super Bowl week, first of all?
It's definitely a little different compared to last year. But at the same time, last year when we were here, we were practicing kind of the same manner, making sure that we were ready to go. You're probably gonna get a little bit more info because you get a full another week where you don't have as many obligations as far as going to different places and media night and everything like that. So it's a little different, but at the same time, I mean, it's just a football game at the end of the day, and you have to make sure you're ready to go no matter when it is.
Go next to Adam Teicher. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, Patrick, you threw a lot to Kelsey and Hill, obviously, during the regular season, but you even upped that during the playoffs. You guys are setting some records right now. Anything about these last two games that you can point to why you went to them so often?
Yeah, I think they're playing really good football right now. I think that's the biggest thing. I'm just taking what's there, trying to get the ball to the guys in space. I'm never someone that kind of chooses who I'm throwing to. I just throw it to whoever's open. And so those guys have been getting open. I've been able to get them the ball, and I'm sure the Bucs have seen that as well. So I'm sure they'll have a game plan to try to slow those guys down, and we'll have to adjust to that.
Let's go next to Sam Mellinger. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick. I wanted to ask you a little bit about something you were asked about earlier about the Twitter and you've done like some things with your hands a few times. I'm just curious. Do you remember the first time that you did something like that? And I'm also just curious if you like genuinely feel disrespected, sort of generally by national folks or whatever.
I don't remember the first time. It's kind of in the moment type thing. You don't necessarily. It's not like it's premeditated. I guess that'd be the word for it. Watching my Law and Order, no, it's just something that kind of comes out when you're in the game and you're trying to do what you can to win, and you kind of let that excitement out. But it's not that I feel disrespected. I mean, we get a lot of respect in this, but at the same time, this team, it's like we weren't winning by enough. I guess that's a stat. So we wanted to make sure everybody knew that we could still play good football when we wanted to.
Go next to Diana Rossini. Go ahead, Diana.
Hey, Patrick.
Hey, what's up?
I just talked to Andy about some concerns up front. Obviously you guys have an injury, and you know that the Bucs front four, they're really good. Mm-hmm. So can you take me through your thought process headed into this game with the game planning and knowing that you're going to have this challenge? How are you approaching this?
Yeah, I think they have a really good defense in general. I mean, obviously the front is special at every single position, but their whole entire defense, they make a lot of plays. And so for us, you have to have trust in those guys up front. They work their tail off just like everybody else. And so I felt like they've done a great job all year of going against a lot of good defensive fronts. And for me, I just got to get the ball out of my hand in whatever way possible. And not let those guys kind of destroy the game. You want to make sure that you get it to our playmakers in space and try to see if we can make some plays happen.
We'll go last to Vahe. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Patrick. Brad, I'll have one follow-up too. I know we've asked you a lot of different ways about this over the last few years, Patrick, but when you think about your relationship with Andy, I wonder how you would describe the sense of connection with him. It seems like you guys really are remarkably on the same page. Then Brad will have the follow-up.
Yeah, I think it comes from communication. I mean, we communicate throughout the week, me, him, Coach Bieniemy, Coach Kafka, and we have a really good feel for what we want to do and how we want to execute on game day. And so when you have that much communication with those guys and you're on the same page, you understand what they want, why they're calling plays, not just the play that's called. You understand what they're kind of trying to build up towards, and you try to execute the game plan at the same way the way they're calling it. And so it's a cool thing to have these coaches here year in and year out that I've built this relationship with them, that I understand exactly why we're calling every single play that we're calling.
And then Brad, Patrick, the follow-up is really just, do you remember what age you were when you first became conscious of Tom Brady, or what your first memories of him would have been, how far back that goes?
It's probably September 17th, 1995 when I was born. He's been around for a while.
Patrick, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.